everyone, what's up? Welcome to today's training video on Friender. If you are new and you have no clue what is Friender, Friender is your organic marketing best friend to help you get more leads and build relationship with your audience so that you can close more deals and make more money while allowing you to have more time and freedom in your business. You have an online business and you want to be able to leverage organic marketing at its best, then Friender is for you. Now we have generated over $5 million with the help of Facebook organic marketing, and hence we are building and perfecting this software Friender with the same strategies which has worked for us to help you to generate the same or more revenue in your business. If that sounds good, then you should definitely check out Friender. So you'll find the link below in this video to get a secret deal from me that you cannot resist and ignore. Okay? As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I'm going to cover the new features which was released recently on Friender, mainly going to focus on the messaging part and how the messaging works throughout the whole platform and how can you use it and what's the best practice. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create message and how you can use it at its best. Few other things that I do want to cover: don't send friend requests to people who has sent me friend requests and I rejected, and then few other small features. Okay, now if you are inside Friender, you know where to access the training videos. We have full training videos showing everything about Friender, like whatever we have released so far. However, we don't have any training videos on the new features which I'm going to cover today. So after this video is done and recorded, you will find the training video here, and you will also find the training video in my on my channel. Okay, so that's the space that you will find the training video. Just access the training video from the Friender membership portal. Okay, if you don't have access to this, you should send me a message or reach out to the accounts team and they will take care of it. So now getting back to Friender, first thing first, I do want to make sure that you have the latest version of Friender. Okay, so what I do is like I log out, and then you don't really have to log out, but it's the best practices. So you can just basically update, like go to the extension tab, manage extension, and then basically update. Click update. It will update all of your extensions that you have installed on your Chrome browser. Okay, so after you do that, then what I do is like, hey, I log into Friender with my account details. Now as I'm logged in inside Friender, I am already connected with my Facebook account. My friend list are synced. So what I do is like I have this setting here, and I have basically have this like auto sync turned on. So as I have auto sync turned on from this time to this time, so what happens is like if my computer is turned on, then Friender will automatically sync my friend list and my engagement, my comments, like everything that Friender is able to sync as of now. It will actually do the syncing process automatically in the background. Okay, so you don't even have to Friender tab open for that to happen. You just have to have your computer open, okay, and Friender open somewhere in the tab. So Friender will actually sync your friend list in the backend. Okay, if you have that settings turned on where it just will sync everything automatically for you, and you don't really have to be log in and then click on this sync button. Okay, every day you can just have that auto sync turned on and Friender will take care of it. Before I actually go and jump into the messaging and how to use the messaging and what are the best practices, I do wanna just cover the other small features so that those are done, and then I will actually get back to the messaging, because the messaging is a little bit big feature that I wanna make sure that you guys understand how to use it throughout the whole platform. Okay, as you can see, we have few more settings here, right? So don't send friend requests to people I have been friends with before. Don't send friend requests to people who send me friend request and I rejected. So this was actually launched recently, so it's pretty clear from the wordings when you are using Friender to send friend requests from places like groups. Right now it just sends friend requests from groups, but the next feature which are going to be launched in the next few months, one of them is basically going to be sending friend requests from all other places that we had for friend connector. Okay, as you can see, like I have this turned on, so which means if I got a friend request and I rejected it for whatever reason, that I didn't want to be friends with that person, so next time when I use a group to send a friend request, and if that person is there in that group, then if Friender will actually avoid that person, because I have this turned on. If I have rejected or if they have rejected, right, it works in both ways. Like we have this other option as well, like if don't send friend request to people, I send friend request and they reject it. Okay, so we have that as well. So if they have rejected or if I have rejected and I have these options turned on, then when I use Friender to send friend requests from groups, then it will avoid all those people when Friender is trying to send a friend request, because it doesn't really make sense if I chose not to be friends with someone, right? Or if they have chosen not to accept my friend request, so then why I will try to send those people friend request again and again. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense from my perspective. So I have this turned on. Okay, now the next thing which was also released recently was this: avoid sending friend request repeatedly to people if Facebook restricts sending requests to their profile. Now, if you are using Friender or any other software of like Friend Connector or any other automation software to send friend requests from Facebook groups, then you will see this message. Like I'm sure that you have came across this message quite often, that Facebook, like when you are trying to send friend requests, Facebook shows like you are using a software, and even if you are using, like if you are doing it manually, it shows a message that, are you sure you want to send friend request? Do you know this person, right? Because those people have either they have a settings on their profile don't allow strangers to send them friend requests, or some settings actually allows you to do that, right? And if you are continuously trying to send the same people, send the friend request to those same people, and Facebook keeps showing you that message, hey, you can send friend request to this person, and you keep trying to send it, then sometimes it happens Facebook understand you are using some kind of bot, it might restrict your profile. To avoid that from happening, we have included this one simple feature, like, hey, if you avoid sending friend requests repeatedly to people. So if you get the message once for someone, then next time when you are using the same group, or next time Friender gets the same person, it will not send the friend request, because it already got the message like, hey, Facebook is restricting me to send friend request to this person, so let's just avoid that person and go to the next one. Okay, that's what Friender will do for you if you have this turned on. As you can see, I have this turned on because I don't want to send friend requests to those people if Facebook is restricting me from sending friend request to those people. Now, some other small feature were also released, which is basically if you go to your pending list, you will see incoming and outgoing friend requests. I don't have any outgoing friend requests because I have this option turned on as well, like, hey, delete pending friend request automatically after 10 days. After trying to refriend them for 5 times, then delete them after 10 days. So that happened, and so everyone got deleted. All the outgoing friend requests got deleted, whatever was pending, they got deleted. But you can see in the source, it will show you if it's incoming, if it's outgoing, so you can have a better understanding, okay, how many friend requests you have sent, how many are pending still, how many are incoming, so you can have a better understanding on that. And the next thing, like a small feature, was if you go to your friends, we have done this small UI changes here. As you can see, this small thing, hey, this is like a tick check mark, and this is like it's gray color, right? You can see this icon. So when you go to your friend request, you will have a better understanding on like, okay, this person is actually synced with Friender. Friender has already got the data. This guy has sent me a friend request. For this guy, Friender did not get the data yet because it was like 3 hours before, and Friender was synced successfully today around maybe 8-9 hours before, right? So you can see this guy is already in my pending friend request, and that's why Facebook is showing me that he has a green tick. This guy, however, is not got the data because it hasn't synced. When it will sync tomorrow, then it will actually get the data of that guy, and then it will show me a tick as well. So now I have a better understanding, like, hey, okay, this should I accept this friend request, should I not accept this friend request, because Friender already got the data. So let's just like, okay, I don't want to be friends with this guy, so let's just delete him. Okay, hopefully that was clear. Now to the big feature, which is Friender messaging feature. Okay, so now if you are using any of our software, this should be pretty clear. Even if you are not using any of our software, it's very pretty easy. Once I actually go through it, you will understand. Maybe some people were confused, and they actually, because they have reached out to me because they are using our other software, it's a little bit different. Okay, so we have the same concept about group and segment in our other software, like Friend Connector, Post Profits, Maven Event. So we have messaging like the same concept about groups and segment in our other software. Okay, in Friender it's almost the same. Okay, so segments works like the same way like in our other software. Now if you're not a subscriber of our other software, and then fuck you, I'm still going to tell you. So what does segment do? Segment is basically contains like a various blocks of messages. You are using Friender to send messages to people, right? Your message should not be the same thing. You can obviously, but you don't want to send the same message to person A, to person B, to person C, to person D. Okay, but if you do it on a continuous basis, then again Facebook might suspect that, hey, this doesn't look good. This guy might be spamming other people by sending the same freaking message. So you don't want to do that. That's not the best practice to use the messaging feature. So you do want to send different variations of messages, and you do want to make it very random, right? That's what segment is for. Like, segment actually allows you to include different sets of message blocks. I want to create a segment, right? Like welcome segment. Okay, I click here, add message. This segment is for welcoming people when, okay, so let's just do it for this option. Okay, send message when someone sends me a friend request. So I just want to send them a welcome message, kind of like a message where I just want to send them a message when I receive a friend request from someone. Okay, when someone is sending me a friend request, so like, hey. Okay, let's just say that is the message. So that's how actually segment works in any other software. You're just basically creating different sets of messages, like you are including different variations of the message, right? So you can now go save it. But now what we have, like, hey, we have groups. In a group you can include segments. Hey, I have, let's say, created a welcome segment. I have created another segment for accepting friend requests. I have created another segment for someone when someone sends me a friend request. So I have created different segments, and I can include these different segments in a group. Okay, now again, that's exactly how it works in all of our other software. Okay, so segment contains different sets of messages like message blocks, and then group contains different sets of segments. Now in Friender, however, we have done a little bit of changes. Like, as I said, you can still use segments, okay, but we have included spin tags here. Okay, as you can see here, so if I actually go add a new message, you can see spin tags. And what does spin tags mean? Okay, it says right there, to use spin tags, start your sentence with an open curly brace and then list out the alternate variations that you want to use separated by a pipe symbol. So now what did that do though? So now, as you can see, I have this message created when I accept someone's friend request or when someone accepts my friend request. Okay, now as you can see, I haven't used any segment here. Okay, I have not used any segments in the group, but I am accomplishing the same goal, which is basically sending out messages to other people when I'm accepting or they are accepting my friend request. Now how am I doing it? I'm using spin tags. Okay, so now when I use spin tags, like I'm using a curly bracket, as you can see, and I am closing the curly bracket here, but then I have used hey, hi, hello separated by a pipe symbol. Now this exact thing you will actually include in segment, and then you can use segment in the group. Like you can basically create the same thing here, like which I have created here. You can include the same message in the same way, and you can basically create your segments, and then you can name it like a greeting segment, and then you can include the segment in your group as like a greeting segment. But as I said, I am achieving the same thing without using segment. Okay, so as you can see here, this is my like hey, hi, hello. So 3 different variations I have used here for greetings. And then I have used March field. Okay, so like as I said, March fields are basically their first name. You will see whenever you are doing all the March fields will automatically pop up. So you basically choose the March field that you want to use here. Okay, so friend's name, friend's first name, friend's gender, friend's country, friend's tier, all these March fields are there. Okay, so there are your March fields, you can use them. And segments, if you want to use segments, then basically it literally tells you here how to use segment. To use a segment, type this, like basically third bracket, and then choose the segment you created from the drop down list, and it will be inserted in your text box. Okay, so if you like literally I do this, nope, and you see my segments are coming here. Okay, which is my welcome segment that I just created here, right? I just created this segment, and you can see like if I am trying to add a new message, I can do that. I can choose my welcome segment. Okay, now what does this welcome segment has? Different sets of messages. Okay, different variation of messages, which exactly I have in here inside my spin tags. I have, as you can see, I have March fields, and then what do I have? I have few different variations of messages that I send out to people when I accept their friend request or when they accept my friend request. So you can see like, hey, I have used segment here. Okay, the curly bracket, I have started the spin text. I have started the spin text here with the curly bracket, and then you can see like I have one variation of message until here, right? And then I have used the pipe symbol, right? Pipe symbol, and then I have used another variation of message. I was going to send blah blah blah, and then this message ends here. Okay, this message ends here, and then again there is a pipe symbol because I'm separating this, and these are all different variation of message that I'm using inside this group. So when I save this group, it will send the different type of message, like it will be randomized. It will actually pick like hey, and then friend's first name, whatever the friend's first name is, and then it will pick any of the messages that I have used within the spin tags. Okay, so it will maybe pick this one like hey James, let's say hey James, I was going to send you a boring message like hey, what's up, but then I saw your profile and thought, nah, this person deserves better, so here I am trying to be better. Okay, now it's separated by a pipe, and then again I'm using another set of like another variation of a message, which is basically this one, and then it ends here, and then you see another pipe, so another message is there. I noticed we just became friends, blah blah blah, and then basically it ends here, and then I'm ending the spin tags. Exact same thing that you can include inside segment. Now you can ask me, okay, if I can do it without creating segments, like if I can actually use different set of messages, like different variations of messages inside a spin tags, and I can achieve the same thing, which is basically sending different variation of messages to different people, then why should I use segment? What's the use for segment? Well, in that case, segment is like, you can consider as like if you are using the same type of messages, like same type of messages to different groups. Okay, so like a template. So you can use segment as a template. Okay, so let's say I have my welcome segment, which is this one, right? and I want to use this, like this same messages that is inside this segment. I want to be able to use them in different groups, right? So I have this only one group, but I can create multiple groups for multiple purposes, right? So I can basically have one group for sending message when I accept someone's friend request. I can have another group for sending message when they accept my friend request. I can have another group for sending message when someone is sending me a friend request. So I can have multiple groups, and if I wanna use the same message as like the welcome segment in all those multiple groups, then I don't really want to be typing every time. Like I don't want to be typing the same thing every time when I'm creating the group. And so in that case, using the segment makes sense, because you want to be using the same messages, like message variations, in all these other groups, so you can use the segment at that point of time. So it's like a template that you are building up, like, hey, if you want to be using the same type of messages, like same type of messages in multiple groups, then making a segment or creating a segment makes sense. But if I'm just using like, hey, I'm gonna have a different set of variations, like different variation of welcome messages for this particular group, I'm gonna have a different variation of welcome messages for the other particular group, then I don't really want to be using segments, because then I can just like have a multiple messages inside Spintax and can achieve the same goal that I was trying to achieve with segments. Okay, so does that make sense? It's pretty simple. After that, it's like basically, hey, you want to create a group, you just basically click add. You can be like, hey, incoming friend request. So this is basically for people when I am receiving incoming friend request. So I'm just gonna be like, hey, like, hey. Now this is something actually I have seen my husband does. He receives an incoming friend request, as because it is incoming, so they want to be friends with you. Instead of welcoming them or like sending like, oh, thank you so much, I would like to know more about you and blah blah blah, as because it is incoming, he actually sends them to his offer, like he makes an offer. Okay, and I have seen people actually go to that offer, is very transparent, and he actually says that, hey, this message is sent by this software, like the software Friender, and so this message was automatically sent by Friender here, so hence I am making you best deal on Friender, here is the link. Okay, so he actually makes an offer when he receives an incoming friend request. That means what? Like some people obviously have seen him and knows him and wanna be friend with him, and maybe wanted to be a part of his offer, and that's why they have bought. And the other people, maybe they did not know him, but they still go to that Friender, like go click that link. Now they might have an idea, they might not have an idea, but then when he accepts the friend request, they might see more content from him. So anyways, that actually works for him. So you can do that as well. That's what I was actually trying to do. If you want, and then I can give him the link. Okay, so just being transparent. So that's like one variation of message. I can create multiple variations here as well, like, hey, if you want like, hey. Okay, so that's another set of message. So I'm just changing a little bit of wordings and making the message different from the other one, so that when Friender does send these messages to those people, they don't receive the same type of message. That's how basically you use this messaging feature. Now you can save it. See, your message is saved. So now where can you actually use it? Here are the places that you can use the message settings. So once you create the message, you can basically go here, like come to your settings, and then we have 5 different settings that you can use the message feature from. Okay, so like send message when someone accepts my friend request. Okay, so that's one time that you can use. So whenever someone is accepting, like you are sending friend requests to other people, you are doing your organic marketing, you are getting leads using Friender, and people are accepting your friend request. So you want to be maybe knowing more about them. You want to know more about them. You want to send, like, build relationships with those people, like that you have recently added. So Friender can do that for you. So whenever someone actually accepts your friend request, you can send them a message. Now remember, it's very important to remember, okay, as soon as you accept or they accept the friend request, Friendr is not automatically going to send a message. Even if you have this turned on, even if I have this turned on, send message when someone accept my friend request, as soon as someone accept my friend request, Friendr is not going to send the message automatically. Like Friendr is not going to send it instantly, okay, because Friendr is not knowing, like Friendr is not gonna know unless Friendr gets the data. How Friendr is going to know that? Well, when you sync, okay, when you click on sync now and Friendr gets all the data who actually became your friend recently, you can see here, okay, 0 days, 10 days, so I can easily see like, hey, these guys became my friends recently. Now when Friendr is going to know that, Friendr is going to get the data like, oh, these people actually became friends. This was incoming request, this was sync. You can also see outgoing friend requests, like I have sent friend requests like this guy, like I have sent friend requests and he became my friend. So whenever Friendr is going to get the data, then at that point of time, Friendr is going to send the messages based as per your settings, like as per whatever settings you have turned on here. Friendr is going to send those messages, okay, so it's not going to happen instantly, but it is going to happen when you sync. And that's why I say, like, I have my sync turned on, like it happens on automation. I don't really have to come like see like, oh, it has synced or not. I don't really have to do any of that. I don't have to click on this button. It syncs automatically and it sends messages automatically to those people. When it does sync, Friendr gets the data. Friendr knows who to send messages and when to send messages. Friendr actually does all that automatically, happens everything automatically. You will literally see like, hey, let's see. Oh fuck, fucking clicked on fucking ad. Didn't want to do that. Like, hey, you can see this, okay, this guy Alan Dobrev, right? Let's see when he became friend. Can we find that guy here? Yeah, we can. Okay, he became friends 13 days before, right? And it was an incoming friend request, so he sent me the friend request and I accepted it. And I have a settings turned on, like whenever I accept their friend request, I send them a message, like Friendr send them a message. Okay, so you can see here, like Friendr did send them a message. Hey Alan, I'm sure you get a lot of messages from people, but I promise I'm not like the others. I am here to talk about the important things, like whether or not pineapple belongs on pizza. Well, that's just my funny messages. That's like I send them funny messages because it actually does work every time. It just helps me to start conversation and they like my messages. And they like the idea of like I was being funny. And then I, like almost 90% chances, like I actually get replies from them, okay, and then that actually helps me to start a conversation, set the tone, and then I can obviously talk about whatever I want to, okay. So like he replied, hey Ankita, sorry for the late reply, blah blah blah. Does not pineapple definitely doesn't belong on pizza, at least in my opinion, okay. So he thinks it doesn't belong on the pizza. What do you guys think? Do you guys think pineapple belongs on pizza or what? Do you guys think it does belong or what? Okay, I never had like pizza with pineapple, like pineapple on top of pizza. I never had it, okay. I did have pizza from Pizza Hut when I was in the United States, and it was like one of the best pizza I have ever had. So like literally, like in India we also get pizzas here from Domino's and Pizza Hut, but it's not that great, okay. We don't really have pork or like pepperoni or anything like that, but yeah, I did like the pizza I had. I still remember the flavor. But anyways, as you can see, like, hey, it does helps to start like conversation with people automatically, okay. It does help to do that. Like you can see now I can actually talk about maybe pizza, pineapple on pizza, and I can also kind of like set the tone and then have like continue with the conversation, okay. I can show you more and more examples, okay. So like, hey, this one, right? Hey Ricardo, same thing. I send the message, Friendr send the message, and then he replied, and then I can basically continue on the conversation. So yes, it does help. So you can use it however you want to. Okay, so the best practices are, as I said, whenever you do use the messaging feature, do not expect it to actually work instantly. Okay, Friender has to know that what has actually happened here. Friender has to know, like, if you have accepted a friend request, or they have accepted your friend request, or if we have rejected. So based on your settings, Friender has to know what actually has happened. Once you sync up, then you will see that Friender is sending the messages automatically. It's happening on the back end, and people are getting messages, and they are actually replying back to you, or you are actually closing more deals, you are sending your offer, you're sending your page. Does that make sense? Or if you have any questions or confusion, please let me know so that I can clear that up for you. You can either comment, or you can just send me a DM. I want to cover this up as well, so I forgot to talk to you about this. When you do turn these settings on, you can obviously do few things, like you can either choose your group. I was just showing you how to do that, how to actually create groups, right? And how does group works. So you can do that. You can go and edit your message, you can do all that, or you can just create, like, so you can select your group here, okay, if you have already created, or you can actually create a quick message. Okay, so if you click on edit to create a quick message, like, hey, it's just for the runtime, it's not going to be saved in the system, it's just for runtime. You just want to send them a very quick message on, like, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request, or hey, I see that you have sent me a friend request, whatever you want to send them, right? So you can create a quick message, and then you can basically save it, and then that quick message is for that particular purpose, like you are turning it on. Or you can select your group. So I have selected the group, so I can choose the group that I have created. Now I can just sit back, relax, and next time when Friender syncs on automatically, which is going to be tomorrow around this time, like around 5, in between 5 to 6, and when Friender is going to sync, it's also going to see that, hey, if I have received an incoming friend request or not, if someone sent me a friend request or not. If it is so, then it is going to send the respective message that I have for this particular purpose. Okay, so that's going to happen tomorrow. Now I hope that is clear, and this is literally, that's all about how messaging works. It's pretty simple if you understand it. If you haven't understood, and if you still have questions, then please let me know or send me a message. And yes, I do have a special deal on Friender. If you want to know more about, like, the special deal that you're gonna get it from me, so just send me a DM, and I will make you a very, very, very special deal that you cannot ignore or cannot resist. Okay, that's my promise to you. Okay, so that's it for today, and this video will be uploaded here in the Friender training portal under this section, or you can find it on my channel. So I will upload this video. Let me know if you have questions. If you do have any question, post it in the group or send me a DM. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something, and let me know how you like this new messaging feature on Friender.